The night was quiet over Earth. Cities slept, lights blinked on tall buildings, and the stars shined bright in the sky. But far above, in Earth's orbit, something strange happened. At 2:14 a.m., every satellite stopped for exactly 7 seconds. All screens went black. TVs, phones, even military systems. Then, one by one, they came back on. But something was different. A signal had entered Earth's networks, not from Earth, not from the solar system, from deep space. The signal played across all devices, all radios, all screens. A cold, metallic voice spoke in a language no one had ever heard. But somehow, everyone understood. You belong to the Varnok Empire now. Prepare for subjugation. Resistance means extinction. The voice was not loud. It was calm. That made it worse. After the message, every system shut down again for 3 more seconds. Then everything returned to normal. But the world was not normal anymore. People across the planet woke up in fear. News spread fast. Social media exploded. Alien message. We're not alone. Earth claimed by aliens. These headlines were everywhere. World leaders called emergency meetings. In Washington, D.C., the president was rushed to an underground bunker. In Moscow, generals gathered around old nuclear maps. In China, satellites were turned toward space. But there was one place already waiting for this day. Deep under the Rocky Mountains, hidden from the public, was a secret base known only as Black Ridge. It was built 70 years ago during the Cold War. But it was never about fighting other countries. It was built to prepare for this moment. Inside Black Ridge, General Marcus Raynor stood in front of a glowing screen. He was a tall man with gray hair and sharp eyes. Around him, military officers and scientists worked quickly. A young analyst, Sarah Lynn, looked up from her console. "Sir, it's confirmed. The signal came from outside the solar system. Estimated origin, 12 light-years away." Raynor nodded slowly. The Varnok. Dr. Emily Ross, a senior xenolinguist, stared at him. "You've heard that name before." "Yes," Raynor said. He turned to a locked vault in the wall. He placed his hand on a scanner and typed in a long code. The vault opened with a hiss. Inside was a small black box labeled Project Reappear, Leviel 9, Tilirance Only. He pulled out an old recording device. "This was recorded in 1952, he said, from a crashed object found in New Mexico. The government buried it, said it was a weather balloon. But we knew it wasn't. We've been waiting ever since." He pressed play. The same voice from the recent signal echoed in the room. "The Varnok Empire expands. If Earth develops interstellar capability, it will be eliminated." Silence followed. Sarah's voice trembled. "So they've been watching us. For 70 years. Raynor nodded. "More. They waited until they thought we were weak. They'd made a mistake." He walked to the center of the room and pressed a red button on the command table. A low alarm began to sound. "All Reaper units, this is command. Code Black. Initiate Defense Protocol 1. In hidden locations around the world, sleeper agents woke up. Satellites realigned. Deep-sea drones powered on. Earth's hidden defense systems, ones never spoken of in public, were now awake. The people didn't know it yet, but Earth was not as helpless as it looked. Back in space, the Varnok scout ship watched Earth from high orbit. Inside, Commander Threx clicked his mandibles together. "The humans received the signal," his second officer said. "Good," Threx replied. "Let them panic. Their fear will make the conquest easier." But as he looked at the screen, something caught his eye. A signal from Earth. A reply. "No," he growled. "They are not supposed to answer." But Earth had answered. And the message was simple. To the Varnok Empire. Earth does not kneel. Commander Threx of the Varnok Empire stood in silence inside his orbiting ship. The message from Earth repeated on the screen. To the Varnok Empire. Earth does not kneel. He didn't like it. "This is not normal," Threx growled. "Primitive planets fear us. They don't talk back." His second officer, Relac, looked nervous. "Maybe. Earth is not primitive." Threx's eyes narrowed. "We'll find out. Prepare the invasion fleet. We strike in 7 Earth days." Back on Earth, the world was still in chaos. But inside Black Ridge Base, General Marcus Rayner had taken full control. The world leaders agreed. The United Nations gave him emergency command of Earth's defense. He was now in charge of all armies, weapons, and secrets. And Earth had many secrets. In a hidden underground hangar, giant metal doors opened with a heavy rumble. Inside stood a strange machine, covered in black armor, humming with quiet power. Its name was Prometheus I. Built from alien tech recovered over 70 years, Prometheus I was not just a weapon, it was Earth's last hope. Dr. Emily Ross walked beside Rayner, staring up at the machine. "It's never been tested in real battle," she said. Rayner nodded. "Better now than never. It was made for this." A loud thud echoed through the base. A second machine rolled out behind Prometheus. Then a third. 12 machines total. 12 secret weapons, all waking up. Meanwhile, across the planet, strange things were happening. In the Pacific Ocean, something massive moved under the water. A U.S. submarine tracked it, but suddenly lost contact. In the Amazon jungle, birds flew away as the ground shook. A hidden drone station had come online. It hadn't moved in decades. From deep under Antarctica, a low sound rang out, a signal Earth hadn't heard since 1974. But now, it was calling back. The old warriors of Earth were waking up. At a military command center in Japan, Colonel Toshi Nakamura stared at a map of the sky. Dozens of Varnock ships had entered the edge of the solar system. "They're coming," he said. In London, Prime Minister Harris held a press meeting. Cameras flashed, reporters yelled. But she said only one thing: "We are not alone, but we are not afraid." Back at Black Ridge, Sarah Lynn, the young analyst, had found something strange in the Varnock signal. It wasn't just a warning, she told Rayner. There was another layer, a hidden message. Rayner leaned in. "Go on." It said, "Test Subject 47, a reached phase Omega. Earth is now a target." Dr. Ross froze. "Test subject. They were testing us." Sarah nodded. "And something we did triggered them. Something we built." Rayner turned back to Prometheus I. "They saw this. They saw we were ready to leave Earth." Now, the war was no longer about fear. It was about power. Just then, a red light flashed. AL EARD. VARNOKTROBNTORED atmosphere. Rayner didn't hesitate. Activate AegisNet. All across the sky, hidden satellites turned on. A web of light formed around the planet. A defense shield made of lasers, signal jammers, and electromagnetic pulses. The probe hit the edge of the AegisNet and exploded. Everyone in the room cheered, but Rayner raised his hand. That was just the scout. The real attack is coming. He looked at the 12 machines now fully powered. "Get the pilots, and prepare Earth's answer." In the dark space beyond Pluto, the Varnock fleet moved like a storm. Hundreds of warships, sharp, black, and deadly, flew in perfect formation. They looked like giant knives cutting through the stars. Commander Threx stood at the center of the main command ship. His yellow eyes stared at Earth, now visible as a tiny blue dot on the screen. "Begin the first strike," he ordered. 5 small attack ships broke away from the fleet. They were fast and armed with plasma cannons. Their mission was simple: destroy a human city and send fear across the planet. Target: New York City, one Varnock pilot said. Back on Earth, inside Black Ridge Base, alarms rang out. 5 Varnock warships inbound. ETA: 12 minutes, Sarah Lynn reported. General Rayner moved fast. Launch Reaper units. Intercept before they reach the coast. From hidden bunkers across North America, 4 black jets shot into the sky. They weren't ordinary aircraft. These were Reaper-class fighters, built with alien tech, armed with railguns and plasma shields. Pilot Captain Jake Renner sat inside Reaper 1. His face was calm, but his hands were tight on the controls. Command, Reaper 1 is in the air. Above the Atlantic Ocean, clouds split as the Varnock ships broke into Earth's upper atmosphere. They'd moved fast, too fast for normal jets. But Earth had prepared for this. Lock targets, Jake said. The 4 Reapers fired at once. Red plasma streaked through the sky. One alien ship exploded instantly. The others dodged. "They're fast," shouted Reaper 3. "We're faster," Jake replied. The sky lit up as missiles, plasma beams, and flares filled the air. A second alien ship took damage and spun into the ocean. But one made it through. It flew over the East Coast, heading straight for New York. Inside a control center under the city, operators screamed as radar failed. "Sir," one Varnock ship broke through. General Rayner's voice came over the line. "Activate Guardian Tower." In Times Square, a strange sound rang out. Hidden beneath a tall building, something moved. The ground opened. A long black cannon rose into the sky. Guardian Tower. It had never been fired before. As the Varnock ship came into view, Guardian Tower locked on. With a thunderous pulse, it fired a single blue beam. The alien ship exploded midair. People on the streets screamed, then slowly looked up in silence. The threat was gone. But the message was clear. Earth could fight back. Back in space, Commander Threx watched the defeat in shock. "They destroyed all 5 ships," his second officer said. Threx clenched his fist. "They were supposed to be weak." "They've had help," Relac whispered. Threx turned sharply. "Help? From who?" Relac hesitated. "Or maybe they've evolved faster than expected." Threx stared at Earth. "Then we punish them harder." He gave a new order. "Send the orbital hammer." From the belly of the mothership, a huge weapon slowly powered up. The orbital hammer was designed to destroy cities from space. No warning, no escape. Time was running out. On Earth, Sarah Lynn watched strange data appear on her screen. "Something big is charging up. Power levels are massive. It's in orbit." Dr. Ross paled. "It's a planet killer." Rayner didn't blink. "We strike first." He looked at Jake, now back on the ground. "You're not done yet. You and the other Reaper pilots, get ready. You're going to space." The launch tower at Black Ridge Base opened for the first time in decades. A strange black spacecraft, sleek, silent, and fast, rose on a platform. It was called the Falcon X, Earth's only space fighter, capable of deep orbit combat. Inside, Captain Jake Renner and 3 other Reaper pilots sat in their chairs, their helmets locked in place. Their mission: destroy the orbital hammer before it could fire on Earth. General Rayner's voice came through their comms. "You've got one chance. Get in, destroy the weapon, and get out alive. If you fail, millions will die." Jake nodded. "Understood, sir. We're not letting them win." The Falcon X launched straight into the sky, engines glowing bright. It broke through the clouds and entered space within minutes. Behind it, Earth grew smaller. Ahead, the black shape of the Varnock mothership waited. On board the alien vessel, Commander Threx watched the incoming human ship. "Let them come," he said. "They think they can stop us. They will die in silence." Inside Falcon X, the pilots stared at the screen. "There it is," said Reaper 2. "That has to be the orbital hammer." The weapon was massive, like a giant cannon attached to the mothership's side. It charged with glowing red energy. It was nearly ready to fire. "Weapons hot," Jake said. "Target the power cores first." The Falcon X split into 4 smaller crafts. Each pilot now controlled their own ship. They darted toward the mothership at top speed, dodging plasma fire and swarms of drone fighters. "Watcher 6, Reaper 3 shouted. One Earth ship spun out of the way as a drone exploded behind it. But then Reaper 4 took a hit. "I'm hit. Systems failing." Reaper 4's ship went silent and spun into space. Jake's face tightened. "We keep going." The remaining 3 fighters reached the outer layer of the Varnock mothership. Automated defense turrets opened fire. Jake flipped his ship, dove low, and fired 2 plasma bombs into a turret. It exploded, sending debris into the void. "We're close," shouted Reaper 2. "I see the hammer." They flew past dark towers and strange alien metal. Red lights blinked like warning eyes. The orbital hammer glowed brighter, almost fully charged. Inside the Varnock ship, alarms rang. "Commander," Relax shouted. "They've reached the cannon zone." Threx hissed. "Seal off the weapon room. Prepare self-repair bots." But it was too late. Jake and Reaper 2 blasted open a hole near the weapon's core. The Falcon X dove straight into it. "Brace for manual attack," Jake yelled. The cockpit ejected. Jake and his co-pilot landed hard inside the alien mothership. They carried pulse rifles and a small nuclear charge. Inside the weapon chamber, everything pulsed with red energy. Alien machines moved like insects, repairing wires and feeding power into the main cannon. Jake planted the charge on the central power coil. "We've got 30 seconds. Suddenly, a tall alien soldier dropped from the ceiling. It hissed and lunged. Jake fired, hitting it in the chest. Another one came. Then 2 more. "We're surrounded." Reaper 2 covered Jake as he armed the charge. "We need extraction. Now." Above the ship, the Falcon X core reconnected and flew back to the surface. A hook cable dropped through the hole. Jake grabbed it. "Go, go, go." The ship shot upward, dragging them out just as the charge exploded. From a distance, the side of the mothership lit up with fire. A huge section of the orbital hammer collapsed, destroyed. Back on Earth, everyone watched the screen. Dr. Ross cheered. Sarah Lynn clapped with tears in her eyes. Rayner gave a quiet nod. They did it. But as everyone celebrated, Sarah saw something new on her screen. "Sir, the Varnock ship is still moving. It's not retreating." Rayner looked up. "They're not done yet. They're coming to the surface." The sky over Earth turned red. Not from sunset, but from fire. The Varnock mothership, wounded but still deadly, entered the upper atmosphere. Behind it came hundreds of smaller alien warships. They covered the sky like a metal storm. Sarah Lynn stared at her screen in shock. They're landing everywhere. General Rayner stood tall, eyes cold. "So this is it. The real invasion. In every major city, New York, Tokyo, Cairo, London, Delhi, giant alien pods crashed into the streets. From inside, tall insect-like Varnock soldiers marched out with glowing weapons. Civilians screamed and ran. Armies around the world engage. Earth had one last defense. Project Titan. Beneath Black Ridge Base, 12 Titan mechs stood ready. Massive machines built from alien tech, piloted by the best of Earth's warriors. Jake Renner, injured but alive, walked into the mech hangar. "I'm ready," he said. Dr. Ross gave him a nod. "Prometheus 1 is fully charged. You'll be the first to launch." One by one, the Titans powered up. They were each 60 feet tall, shaped like armored giants, equipped with railguns, plasma swords, and EMP shields. Rayner gave the command, "Deploy the Titans." Hatches opened. One by one, the mechs rose through the ground and stepped into battle. In Washington, D.C., Prometheus 1 landed hard, shaking the streets. Jake activated the comms. "To all Titan pilots, link up, engage the enemy, and protect the civilians." The first wave of alien soldiers charged at him. Jake raised Prometheus's arm and fired a railgun blast. The street lit up. Aliens flew back, dead or broken. but they kept coming. Meanwhile, in Tokyo, Titan Kai fought near a burning tower. Plasma swords clashed with alien energy blades. In Paris, Titan Europa used a pulse shield to stop an entire bombing wave. In Nairobi, Titan Sahara smashed through a swarm of drones with one punch. Earth was fighting with everything it had. In orbit, the Varna command ship burned on one side, but Commander Threx refused to back down. "Prepare the drop command," he ordered. "Bring the beast." Relex's eyes widened. "You mean the experiment?" Threx smiled. "Yes, let them taste true fear." Back on Earth, Jake's Prometheus was surrounded by alien tanks. He was running low on power. Suddenly, a voice came through. "This is Titan Europa, moving to support." From the left, a massive mech leaped into the air and landed beside him, blasting the enemy tanks with twin cannons. "Thanks," Jake said. "No one fights alone," she replied. Then, the sky split. A massive black object fell from the alien ship, bigger than any Titan. It landed near Chicago with a sound like thunder. The ground cracked. Buildings collapsed. From the crater, a creature rose, 20 stories tall, with glowing red eyes and armored skin. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a machine. It was alive. Sarah Lynn shouted into the radio. "We're picking up something. Not fully alien, not fully machine. It's something new." Dr. Ross gasped. "They made it from us. It's part human." Rayner's voice turned hard. "They'd been experimenting on us, creating a weapon." Jake stared at the monster on his screen. "It's not just an invasion anymore." "No," Rayner replied. "It's personal now." The giant creature near Chicago roared. Windows shattered. Car alarms screamed. The earth shook beneath its feet. The humans called it the hybrid beast. It had thick black armor, claws like swords, and red energy pulsing through its chest. Its head looked part alien, part human, twisted, angry, and full of hate. General Rayner stared at the live feed. They used human DNA, maybe from prisoners, maybe from the first attack. Dr. Ross looked pale. "It's smart. It knows pain. And now, it's full of rage." Jake Renner stood inside his Titan mech, Prometheus 1, and watched the beast destroy an entire tank division in seconds. "I've never seen anything like this." Rayner's voice came through. "You're going to stop it." Jake shook his head. "Not alone. We'll need all the Titans." Across the world, Titan pilots got the call. From Tokyo, Paris, Nairobi, Moscow, and Rio, Titan mechs turned and began the journey to Chicago. Back at Black Ridge, Sarah Lynn activated a secret system, Skylift Pulse, a global jump system. Titans vanished into beams of light and reappeared near the monster. In just minutes, 7 Titan mechs surrounded the hybrid beast. Jake stepped forward. "Let's show this thing what humans do when we're pushed too far." The beast charged first. It moved fast, too fast for its size. It slammed into Titan Sahara, throwing the mech into a building. Titan Kai used a plasma blade to cut at the beast's leg, but the creature healed instantly. "It's regenerating," Europa shouted. Prometheus launched missiles, but the beast covered its body with a glowing shield. "This thing was made for war," Jake muttered. Suddenly, the beast grabbed Titan Europa and began to crush her. She screamed, "I can't break free. Systems failing." Jake roared. "No." He activated Prometheus's core surge, a hidden power mode. His mech glowed white-hot. He charged forward and slammed into the beast's arm, breaking Europa free. The hybrid turned and punched Prometheus in the chest, sending Jake flying. His systems sparked. Blood dripped from his forehead. "Still here," he whispered. Back at the base, Sarah shouted, "We found a weak spot. In its back, where the alien tech meets human tissue. It's exposed." Rayner gave the order. "Jake, take the shot." Jake stood, bleeding, breathing hard. I'll need to get behind it. The Titans worked together, one after another, distracting the beast. Titan Sahara used smoke bombs. Titan Kai stabbed its leg. Europa fired EMP pulses. Finally, Prometheus climbed a ruined building, aimed his plasma cannon, and locked onto the weak spot. "Come on," Jake whispered. He fired. The beam hit perfectly. The beast howled in pain. Real pain. It fell to one knee. Its body began to crack. The red energy inside it pulsed wildly. Jake opened comms. "Everybody back. Now." The Titans ran. Seconds later, the beast exploded in a fiery blast that lit up the sky. Silence followed. Then, cheers. Across Earth, people watched as the monster died. Soldiers cried. Civilians hugged. The invasion had taken so much, but Earth had survived. In orbit, the Varnock ship turned away. Commander Threx stared at the screen, speechless. Relak whispered, "They beat the hybrid. We have to retreat." Threx nodded slowly. "Earth is not weak. Not anymore." The alien fleet vanished into deep space. Back on Earth, Jake stepped out of Prometheus. His suit was torn, face bruised, but he smiled. "We're still here," he said. Raynor nodded. "Because of you. Because of all of us." Dr. Ross walked up beside them. "They'll come back one day." Jake looked at the stars. "Let them. Next time, we won't just defend." He smiled. "Next time, we'll take the fight to them." 3 weeks passed since the invasion. Cities were rebuilding. People were mourning their dead, but they were also stronger than before. All over Earth, people called it the Day of Fire. For the first time in history, humans from every nation had fought side by side, and won. At Black Ridge Base, General Raynor stood in front of the Titan pilots. Behind him, a massive new spacecraft sat on the launch pad. It was dark silver, shaped like a spear, with Earth's flag on the side. Dr. Ross stood beside him. "This is not the end," she said. "The Varnock will return. And next time, they'll bring more than just one hybrid." Sarah Lynn pointed to the screen. "We tracked the alien fleet. We know where their empire is. It's far, but we can reach it." Raynor turned to the pilots. "We're building more Titans. Better ships, stronger weapons. No more waiting for them to come. It's time to take the fight to their home." Jake Raynor stood tall in his new armor. Prometheus had been rebuilt, bigger, faster, more deadly. "What's the mission name?" he asked. Raynor smiled. "Operation Iron Sky." A cheer went up in the room. The mission: send the first human strike force into Varnock space. Jake walked up the ramp into the spear-shaped ship. Titan mechs were loaded in the cargo bay. Scientists, engineers, soldiers, all were ready. On the bridge, Sarah Lynn activated the jump system. "Coordinates set. Engage," Jake said. A bright light flashed, and Earth's first warship vanished into deep space. Far away, on a frozen moon orbiting a red star, the Varnock High Council met in a dark hall. Commander Threx stood before them, head bowed. "We failed," he said. "Earth has changed. Their strength grows. They are not the same species we once ignored." One of the alien elders hissed. "Then we shall destroy them completely." Another whispered, "Or we make them part of us." But a third elder, with glowing blue eyes, shook his head. "No, that won't work anymore." He looked up at the stars. "They will come for us. And this time, we might be the ones who fall." Back on Earth, a statue was built in New York City. It showed a Titan mech, 1 foot on broken alien metal, a human standing beside it with a raised fist. The base of the statue read, "We were not ready. But we did not run. We fought. We endured. We rose." Out in deep space, Jake sat in his command chair, eyes fixed ahead. "Message to the Varnock Empire," he said. Sarah nodded. "Recording." Jake leaned forward. You came to break us. You failed. You made us stronger. Now, we're coming for you.